Welcome back to our Leaf Blower Revolution guide. In this guide, we're talking about the fire fields and how to start out in the fire fields. Fire fields is the latest galaxy to be added in Leaf Blower Revolution, so let's head over there and tell you guys how to effectively start in the fire fields. To actually get to the fire fields, you're going to be needing to kill the energy guard at the energy singularity area, and after that, you're going to get access to the fire fields portal. Once at the Firefields portal, you want to click on this bulb here called Ragethorn, and it will tell you the resources that you'll need to get to be able to gain access to the Firefields. These resources are going to be coming from the bulb benches, so it won't take you too long to farm up the required resources to unlock the Firefields portal. Once you've done that, you'll be teleported into the Firefields into the area called the Shadow Cavern. This Shadow Cavern is your safe haven, which I'll get into a minute as to why this is the safe haven, but this area is generally useless until you're a little bit further into the fire fields. The area that we want to mainly go to is Mount Molten Fury. Mount Molten Fury is where you're going to gain access to the new leaf, which is the coal leaf, and we'll go over the coal leaf in a second in what it all does and the best strategies of farming the coal leaf. Now, every area besides the Shadow Cavern will deal a percentage of your HP per second, meaning that it doesn't matter how much HP that you have, it doesn't matter how much HP you have as it is percentage based. So if you have 1% of your HP per second, you'll last 100 seconds. The default in this area is 2%, so you only last for 50 seconds. The way of reducing this is with an upgrade in the coal shop and also some items with the bulb adventures. So once that is noted and you've done all that, we can head over to the Mount Molten Fury. Once in Mount Molten Fury, you'll start seeing coal leaves spawn, so we want to start blowing those off the screen. There are some things that we need to know to maximize the amount of coal leaves that we will be gaining. First is the leaf scroll. This will give you 3x the amount of coal leaves, which is always great, but there are some other things that we need to know before we start farming these coal leaves. First is that it is useless to offline farm them, so don't bother piling them and using time skips on them. It is not worth it as you get so little from those time skips, even with good piling and marketing. So what do we do to get a lot of coal leaves? Well, we're going to have to go to our artifacts and use the wind artifact. Combining this wind artifact with a nuclear fuel set, you can use your spare set or your damage set, as you don't use traditional damage in the fire fields. So you can use a nuclear blow set and use wind, or have a hotkey for it. So you can blow as many coal leaves off the screen as once, as you can see that I am doing now. This is, with my understanding, this is the fastest way of gaining coal leaves. There are some other ways of increasing the amount of coal leaves that you do get due later methods into the fire fields, but once you start here, this is going to be your most effective method of farming them. So once you've started farming off these coal leaves, we can adventure into the coal shop. We have the traditional coal leaf marketing. You want this around 40 or higher, but depending on how hard you want to farm it. Coal fertilizer is always helpful. We have heat resistance. You always want to get this upgrade quickly, as it will decrease the amount of damage you take in this area. We have anti-crumble. What this means is that the coal leaves actually despawn after a little while, and upgrading this will increase the duration until they despawn. We have Prison Hint, which I'll get into in a second. Boss anti-regeneration. What this does is that with the bosses, they will not regen after you do a bit of damage to them. Good tip here, because I'm about to die here, you'll be teleported back into the home garden. The home garden doesn't matter how much HP you have, it will give you I believe a 10% per second health. So you just have to go back to the home garden for that health regen, so you can go back into the fire fields. So let's go back into the coal shop. The boss anti-regeneration. Basically, the next boss is going to be the Green Flame, and what this means is that the damage is persistent. So if you do 10% of the HP during one boss cycle before you die, you can go back into that boss fight and you'll still have to have that 10% damage done to it. But however, the Green Boss and the Spectral Seeker, which is the next two bosses, do not, they scale, which means that every time you kill it, the health of that boss will increase. So it is very different, but also very active play. So you're going to need to be actively playing the game to most effectively get through and killing the bosses. Then we have the Green Flame and Spectral Seeker vulnerability. What this does is it will just give you more damage versus the two bosses, and against the Green Flame, more damage by 50%, and the Spectral Seeker, it will 100% more damage after defeating each Green Flame. So the more times you defeat Green Flame, the more damage you'll be doing to Spectral Seeker. We have Craft Forge, which will increase the chances of crafting higher tier leaves, and two really useful upgrades that you have to kill the bosses for craft Sacred Leaves and I haven't unlocked it, but I presume it is crafting Biotite Leaves, which is really helpful in quickening the crafting of getting Plasma Leaves and newly added Coal Leaves. So I would highly recommend you getting your Marketing, your Scroll Leaves, and Wind Farming, as it does take a little bit to get the coal marketing up. So after you've done that, we're going to go into the next area. I would recommend going to the next area with full HP, because each area does more and more percentage base HP, and sometimes it can 2-tap you quite easily if you do not have enough heat shields, which is the item to reduce the damage that per second taken. So the next area after you've farmed your Coal Leaves is going to be the Fire Temple. This Fire Temple is going to where you're going to input a code that you're going to save a Borb that is in a cage that I've already saved, so he will not be there, but he is going to be, let me quickly go to him, he's going to be in the Shadow Cavern here, which is Borbiana Jones here. This is the guy you'll save from that area. How do we do that? Well, you're going to want to get at least uncommon Borb Ventures. What this is going to do is going to allow you to get the item in the coal shop called the prison. Sorry, it's going to be do the Borb Cipher. You're going to be getting the Borb Cipher, and what this is going to do is it's going to give you a hint of the code that you're going to need to guess, not really guess, but going to decipher with this, with the prison hint, to unlock the cage that Borbiana Jones is locked into. So how do we do this? So you're just going to go into your Borb Ventures, have enough capes, which increase the level that you can get. So you can get uncommon Borb Ventures. If you get lucky, you'll get your Borb Cipher very quickly, and once you get it, you can start going to the coal shop and upgrading the prison hint. So exactly what this prison hint does, as you'll see a couple lines of Borbs that you have to click on, going from 0 to 9, or was it 1 to 10 code that you're going to have to input. It is once you unlock each level of this prison hint will give you one number per slot, which will be in brackets or a little number saying that is the number for that slot. Once you get around 16, prison hint 16, it is quite safe to start guessing the last two, so you don't have to continue farming for the last two prison hints. Once you've guessed all the codes and inputted all the numbers into the Borbs and you have got the right answer, it will come up saying that you've saved the Borb, you'll say Borbiana Jones, and you'll be able to start killing the next bosses, which is going to be the Green Flame in the Flame Bazaar. Now, a cool note with this is going to be if you go to Borbiana Jones here, you're able to reset the Green Flame boss, which means that you're able to reset the amount of times you've killed it, so you can kill it easier the next time, but it does cost 1,000 of the green tokens, of the green Borb tokens. That is it for today. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below, and make sure you like and subscribe as well. I hope everyone has a good day, and I'll catch you later.